Yes, indeed. We are live as it gets. How is everybody doing? Welcome back to Wrestle News 365. We are here for a WWE Stranger Things edition of Monday Night Raw Watch-Along, the first Watch-Along of 2026 here at Wrestle News 365. The show is emanating from Brooklyn, New York, at the Barclays Center, and it's going to be streaming live on Netflix in 14 minutes' time. And it could be a big episode. I mean, it's going to be a big episode in the sense that they are building up, the first episode of Raw of 2026. It's 1 year since Raw debuted on Netflix. So it's the 1 year anniversary of the Red Brand on the streaming giant. And it's a Stranger Things crossover edition, which of course is a massive IP for Netflix. I mean, it's probably their biggest, one would think, right, in terms of original properties, something that Netflix created, or certainly was a big original property. Stranger Things is probably the biggest. So that crossover is massive. And then, of course, you've got the rumors and the rumblings and the speculation about possibly Chris Jericho returning to WWE this evening. Now, I'm going to get into that in just a second because we do have some updates. We do have some reports on if indeed Jericho is going to be coming back tonight, or at the very least what they have heard, what people have heard. Is he factored into the creative plans, etc., etc. So be sure to smash a like on the like button. Be sure to subscribe to Wrestle News 365 if you are indeed new. You can see right there, we're on all of the eights. 25,888 as we get closer and closer, just over 100 subscribers to go until 26,000 on the road to the new goal, which is 30K. 30K, which seems a crazy number to say. 30K in 2026 doesn't have the same sort of ring to it as 25K in 2025, but 30K in 2026, that is it, the direction, the aim for this year. See what people are saying here in the chat before we get to that report on if indeed Chris Jericho is going to be coming back to WWE this evening. King of the Indie says, quick question, Owen, does this include any Season 5 spoilers? I'm not watching Season 5 until tomorrow. I'm not going to completely say 100% there aren't going to be any spoilers ahead. I would think, depends how far you are into Stranger Things in general. If you've never watched it before, there might be a few spoilers. If you've only watched one season, there might be a couple of spoilers. In terms of the recent finale that just aired on New Year's Day, I would be stunned if they gave away any, surprises or any things that happen in the finale on this evening show, because it's only been out 5 days, and it's not like a movie. Even if it was a movie, I know in certain groups online or within certain people, they've got a time period where after that point, that's when the spoiler ban's lifted, and if you haven't seen it, tough luck. But I don't think you're gonna get Season 5 finale spoilers on an episode of Raw. I think people would be pretty pissed off if that's the case. So I don't, to answer your question, can't guarantee it, but I'd be very, very surprised. Austin Baker, big up in the chat, one of the members, one of the moderators, says, my guy, O-Dog, I just finished the full view, and boy howdy, was it a show. Yes, wow. I mean, the red carpet, I'm assuming you mean there, Austin. Indeed it was. It's been a busy day. It's been a very busy day, and tomorrow will be a very busy day as well. I've been doing my best just to get my sleep in where I can. You know what I mean? Get my sleep in where I can. Couple of hours here, couple of hours there. Then obviously doing this watch log and the post show after. Then I'm gonna be up early tomorrow morning for the transfer view at the morning show, and then I think I'm doing Sky tomorrow morning as well. So it's gonna be a whole thing. It's going to be a long couple of days, but wouldn't have it any other way. Now, just as a bit of an update, of course, everyone's wondering about Chris Jericho. Is Chris Jericho going to be returning to WWE for the first time since 2018 this evening? The feeling wasn't there, as I get my stream set up on Netflix. I got it. Yes. All right, there you go. The question is Chris Jericho going to be returning this evening? The feeling is that his AEW contract expires on December 31st at midnight, so he's officially a free agent right now. It gets a bit weird, and I feel like I'm going to sneeze. You know, you can just feel it coming. You know, when you can just feel it creeping up. You know, when you want to sort of creeping up on you. I knew it was on the way. Yes, so Chris Jericho, free agent, December 31st, midnight. That was the what was reported, and I think, was it day after or during AEW World's End, in and around that time. I think it was Alex McCarthy that reported it first, saying that his contract expired on December 31st, and the likelihood was he was going back to WWE, and he could be in WWE, he could be returning to WWE television as soon as the first Raw of 2026. Well, Sean Ross Sapp of Fightful Select has literally just dropped this report about an hour ago, so this is pretty recent, and it does put a bit of a dampener on what to expect this evening, but we have heard this kind of stuff before about potential WWE returns. So this is what Sapp has wrote, quote, Chris Jericho is a heavy topic in pro wrestling, with rumors of his WWE return running rampant. Now, they stress here, to be clear, Fightful has not reported nor confirmed that Chris Jericho will be on Raw tonight, or even that he'll be back in WWE at this point. We can't exactly control what other outlets report, but upon a wave of Chris Jericho's contract has officially expired, posts from engagement accounts, we wouldn't go so quickly on that. After All Out 2022, Chris Jericho re-signed with AEW with the company. Sometimes the way these are written is pretty alarming. After All Out 2022, Chris Jericho re-signed with AEW with the company and was announced as being through 2026. Jericho disappeared from television in the spring of 2025. Fightful say they've heard nothing about if his deal was extended or frozen during that time. However, Jericho is still on the company's roster page. In addition, on Monday, a number of people in AEW got memos about Mercedes Martinez, Matt Taven, and Alex Abrahantes deals being up. No such memo has gone out regarding Chris Jericho. AEW is usually very particular about their roster page, as indicated by removing the 3 names who had their deals expired today. Fightful said they asked AEW reps in an official capacity if Jericho was still with the company, and they did not respond. Fightful are also told that AEW has a great relationship with Chris Jericho, but were also very aware that their audience had grown tired of him, which led to his absence from All Elite Wrestling television. When Fightful spoke to WWE sources, they said that Chris Jericho has not been brought up creatively as of yet, and that he was not factored into the plans for tonight's Raw that they had seen. There was the obligatory, it wouldn't be the first time we got work too, end quotes. So far, Chris Jericho has not been seen at the venue of tonight's WWE Raw. The summary here, nobody in AEW has been giving an indication that Jericho has officially left the company, and sources in WWE have not been told as of yet that Jericho is there, coming in, or factored in. Now, there's a lot of different things I think to take out of that, right? I think there's a lot of different things to take out of that. This feels like a very cover all bases report, frankly, which is we're not saying that he's not going to be there this evening, but we also haven't heard anything to say he's definitely going to be there this evening. And then you go, well, that's not really a report. It's a bit like when CM Punk returned to WWE at Survivor Series in 2023. It was the same kind of reporting. We're not saying that CM Punk won't be there, but we have not heard that he's going to be there. Well, in that sense, just because, as was mentioned in the report, right? The report even states it. Well, just because we haven't heard it, it wouldn't be the first time in the last 12 months that senior people within WWE are actively getting worked or actively being kayfabed of, oh, no, not on my script. It doesn't say here, or not on my rundown, it says Chris Jericho. Well, why would it? Why would it? If the things are trying to be kept a legitimate surprise, they're not going to be written down, in rundowns of the show, or they're not going to be on the format, or it's not going to be segment 10, Chris Jericho return. And if Jericho was to come back tonight, he would be snuck in, and only very few people would know. So I don't put too much stock in that. I do think there is something in the fact that it's not coming out from AEW sources or whatever that Jericho is gone from the company, or that Jericho is completely done. I think that's quite curious, because it depends how bitter people in AEW would want to be. If Jericho was going back to WWE and people in AEW knew about it, I then wouldn't be shocked if AEW would leak that to the media or to journalists just to kind of try and get ahead of the story. Because you see that sometimes. If someone's left the company, they quickly put out that, yeah, he's left, and it sort of lets people know that there's no hope of them coming back. And it sort of distances themselves from that person. So that's quite interesting. But those names that were mentioned in that report that had left AEW today, who were those names again? It was Mercedes Martinez, Matt Taven, and Alex Abrahantes. No disrespect, but none of them are in the same stratosphere of the name of Chris Jericho or what he's achieved in his career. So he could be a very unique situation of, well, you don't share my kind of contract information or my departure or whatever publicly. That's left for me to do. Those kind of things can be put in contracts all the time. So I do look at that and go, wow, look, it's significant in the sense that AEW sources aren't reaching out to those journalists and going, oh, Chris Jericho, he's not under contract anymore and he's gone and I think he's going to go back to WWE. That's significant because sometimes you want to get ahead of the story and you want to paint yourself in the best position possible, etc. But this is also Chris Jericho. It's a unique case. We don't know what was written into his contracts regarding what can and can't be expressed publicly and privately. So just because that report's been put out there, that doesn't make me feel like, oh, he's definitely not going to be on Raw then tonight. That's not going to happen. I actually look at it and go, same as you were before. He, as the report says, he might be there, he might not. They haven't heard anything either way. Not that you probably would, if that makes sense. Jason with the first super chat of the evening. Big up, really appreciate the support. I say it all the time, but super chats on this channel I really appreciate. We're a small one-man band, if you will, so really appreciate it. It really does make a difference. Jason says, Owing, I'm going to Monday Night Raw on the 19th of January in Belfast. Raw, first time in Belfast. Can't wait. Well, it's interesting that you bring that up, Jason, of course, because obviously those Raws and SmackDowns are going to be in Europe. I'm going to be doing watch-alongs and post-shows for all of them that I can. I can't envisage any that I wouldn't be able to do. But yes, we're going to be doing watch-alongs and post-shows for all of them. We're really kick-starting it with this evening because we've got obviously tonight's Raw, then Friday's SmackDown is in Berlin, in Germany, so we'll be doing that live and a post-show. And then really all the way to the end of the month because Royal Rumble's on the 31st, and then the SmackDown before the Rumble, that's in Riyadh as well, so I'll be doing that. So yes, it's going to be a lot of streaming. A lot of streaming this month, a lot of watch-alongs and a lot of post-shows. Very excited about it, but big up, Jason, yes, for the super chat then. Right, so we are, according to my Netflix here, we are 38 seconds away from the show going live on the air from the Barclays Center. And we will see if the walls are broken down. Kay Ballard says, plus in the Raw preview, Adam Pearce talked about breaking the walls down. Well, that's what's interesting too, isn't it? It's those kind of blatant teases. If they've got... But to be fair, Adam Pearce does troll a lot on Twitter. He does do that. But, look, we'll see. We'll see. WWE can play very coy about this kind of stuff. And as Fightful did mention in their report, they have been working a lot of people over the last 12 months on a lot of things. They don't really care too much about the pushback of that at all, do they? But the event is about to start, folks. We've got over 50 people watching. We're at 25 likes. If you haven't already, click that like button. And be sure to subscribe if you are new. As I've said right there, we're getting closer to 26K on the road to 30 this year. And cheers. I feel like I've got a cold coming on as well. I'm very snuffly. Oh. There we go. Right, we've got the Netflix intro. And we're getting Then, Now, and Forever. Every time I watch the shows live and I see this Then, Now, and Forever intro, I forget that it's changed like 2 or 3 times over the course of the last couple of years. We got a new one when they moved to Netflix, didn't they? Oh, we got a new one around WrestleMania 40. Then I think we might have got a new one when we moved to Netflix. And then we got one when they moved to ESPN as well. It's changed like a few times. Oh, there is, look. The Upside Down in New York. Excuse me, Brooklyn, New York. Is this going to be WWE's attempt at doing Stranger Things Raw? They just put an upside down filter over everything. Is that what it's going to be? Oh, there you go. Look, Raw's been turned upside down. Quite literally. There you go. We are upside down. So, what's going to happen? Well, we got the Stranger Things theme. Surfer Boy Pizza. That's from season 4. Got some of the vines. Ah, yes, they've got the Squawk. There's Corey Graves. Michael Cole, he's wearing the Hellfire Club shirt. Yeah, the Squawk's not a spoiler, but that's in season 5. I like Corey Graves would be in the Hellfire Club, wouldn't he? He certainly would. Yes. I'm glad I'm a Stranger Things fan, because otherwise I wouldn't get any of these references. I can imagine if you've never watched Stranger Things or you're not a fan, you would be looking at this going like, well, what does any of this mean? Well, there's Bron Breakker walking backstage. And there is the World Heavyweight Champion, the best in the world, CM Punk. Big up Sarah in the chat, says, glad you're doing live reactions. I can't watch the show and enjoy your coverage. Cheers. Appreciate you tuning in, Sarah. The only thing I am a bit concerned with this evening is there just going to be an avalanche of Stranger Things references. Because, there you go, look, there's Hawkins National Lab, US Department of Energy. There's just going to be a million references, aren't there? There's just going to be so many. Scoops Ahoy, yeah, from season 3. Becky Lynch with her social media person next to her backstage. And they're in the upside down again. Oh, they've got pyro in the background whilst they're in the upside down. They're not Hawkins. Well, heck of a promo by Corey Graves. Look at that. And the pyro goes off. It would have been good if they could have done this show in Indiana, but, you know, these things aren't perfect. I do like the Squawk van, and they've even got the detector on the top. Again, if you know, you know. Well, it looks like we're going to have a Women's Tag Team Championship match up first, I think. Big up Jason as well. He's been a member for 8 months. Appreciate your support for 8 months too, and your super chat, man. Says, oh, and did you see Kevin Nash's comments about CM Punk? Which ones? Which ones? I mean, there was the one about the shirt, wasn't there? About him wearing a shirt and, you know, wrestling in a shirt, and that shouldn't be what the world champion does. I saw one about him saying that Punk was a better babyface than a heel, I think, as well. So there's quite a few, aren't there? Comments that he's made about Punk. There's quite a lot of comments that Punk's made about him. But yes, the Women's Tag Team Championships are on the line. Here's Riho, not the one from AEW, not the other one, but the tag team. Rhea Ripley, Io Sky, Riho. I tell you what, the women's tag team division in WWE is actually really strong at the moment. Really, really strong. I kind of pitched this idea in one of my videos recently, saying that I would actually like to see if they can stretch this out enough to WrestleMania. Obviously, one of the most famous matches in WrestleMania history is the tables, ladders, and chairs match from WrestleMania 17. The Dudleys, the Hardys, Edge, and Christian. I wonder if they could basically do a tables, ladders, and chairs match at WrestleMania this year, but instead of the male tag team division, it's the women's tag team division. So you have Rhea Ripley, Io Sky, Kabuki Warriors, Charlotte Flair, and Alexa Bliss, and then Last Legend and Nia Jax. I think that'd be quite interesting. Then the women's championship matches, you've got Stephanie Vaquer versus Liv Morgan, and then maybe Jade Cargill versus Bianca Belair. I think that's quite a good way of sort of spacing out the top stars in the women's division. Right, here come the champions, the Kabuki Warriors. And again, I wonder if, like, the Stranger Things aspect of the show just ends with, you know, they've got a few Stranger Things on the set. They've got some vines to replicate the upside down. That's about it. Maybe. But there are the Kabuki Warriors. Sarah says, I think I heard a while back that Corey Graves got cleared to wrestle again. Can anyone confirm that report? Would have liked to have seen him compete again. I believe Corey Graves got cleared. It might be early 2022, late 2021. He's been cleared for a long time, actually, now. I mean, it's 2026, so I want to say about 4 years-ish he's been cleared. That's why he's taken a couple of bumps. He took, obviously, the one from Brock Lesnar when he got F5'd on SmackDown last year. So he wouldn't have been able to take that bump if he wasn't cleared. So he's been cleared for quite some time. I just think he's probably of the mindset, which is probably true, that he's probably better off being a commentator for WWE in terms of longevity, position on the show, value to the company. He's probably got more value at this point to WWE as a commentator as opposed to an in-ring talent. Does that mean he won't ever work a match again? I think he probably will at some point. And we'll do at least one. It's just about finding the right moment, I think, for that. As we have our ring introductions. Alicia Taylor doing the intros here for the Women's Tag Team Championship. Introducing first the challengers. The team of Io Sky and Rhea Ripley. Rhea Bloody Ripley. What are we saying here then, guys? What do we think? Title change or retaining the belts? I mean, remember, whoever wins this is likely going to have to defend them against Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss, maybe Lash Legend and Nia Jax as well. I think we could get a title change. I think this might be the title change, unless we have one of those teams that I spoke about, Lash Legend and Nia Jax. Maybe they interfere, and this is how we continue to build on with this tag team division, which is growing in strength, certainly. As Jessica Carr holds up the Women's Tag Team Championships there. But the gold is on the line. The bell rings, and we are underway. It's Io Sky and Asuka starting this one out. Oh, bit of a miscommunication there from Io Sky and Asuka, but they sort themselves back out. Got some Demogorgons on the graphics there as well. And there's a drop kick by Io Sky, sends Asuka out the ring. There goes Kyrie through the middle rope. Rhea Ripley, there's a cannonball. Oof. I mean, she takes out both the Kabuki Warriors, but didn't get actually much contact. Already a commercial. Good grief. We're only 10 minutes in. Thank God on Netflix you can watch the commercials. Good grief. I mean, in the US, I think in the US you still have to watch these commercials, right? I think it's just in the international markets, maybe you don't. Maybe also it depends on the Netflix tier that you have. Actually, that's a good point. Let me know, guys, in the chat where where you are you watching commercials at this point? Like, what's the feed like for you? Because for me, and I don't even know if this is for everyone in the UK, but for me, I still see the in-ring. As Rhea Ripley and Kairi Sane, Ripley just backing up Sane into the corner. King of the Indies says, yeah, we don't have to in Jamaica. Oh, same here, mate. You know what I mean? With my Kingston background, this is where I'm broadcasting from right now. Broadcasting just outside Kingston. Hometown, you know. Sane, over the top. If anything, Rhea Ripley just looks thoroughly unimpressed. Ripley, big clothesline, takes down Kairi Sane. Jason says, I see the in-ring. Maybe it's for everyone. Hopefully it is the case. 1979 Seth Rollins is backstage tonight, and he's a new cover star for W2K26. I did hear that Rollins was backstage. I can't say about whether he's the cover star for the game or what have you. I kind of get a bit confused because over the last couple of years, the game now gets released before WrestleMania, doesn't it? Whereas it used to be in the middle of the year or in the fall, but now it's before WrestleMania. Rhea Ripley with a cover. Kairi Sane kicks out. Exactly. King of the Indies, you know how it goes. Sarah says, big up Jamaica from Trinidad and Tobago. You know what I mean? Yeah. Alexis says commercials. Yeah, commercial. Ripley with a clubbing blow to the back of Kairi Sane. Catches the boot. Oof. Well, hey, I'm saying that's a Chris Jericho reference. I just saw it. Did anyone just see that Chris Jericho reference from Rhea Ripley there? She did the stand on the chest, and then with the double bicep flex. And of course, it's a bit of a Jericho move. He used to do the stand on one foot on the chest and then go, I'm the king of the world. Was that a reference? Was that just Rhea being Rhea? It's not really a Chris Jericho reference. Don't look too deep into it, Owen. I don't know. Something worth pointing out there. Just pointing out. Just pointing out. As we're about to come back from commercial. There you go. Asuka floats over. There's the big knee right to the face of Rhea Ripley. He's had a broken nose a couple of times, hasn't she? Went for a hip attack. What's Rhea going for here? Going for German suplex on the apron. No, blocked. Drops down. Oh! Went for that cannonball again. This time she just missed and landed on the... Oof. Landed splat on the floor. I spot Brian Gewirtz at ringside, by the way. Brian Gewirtz, former head writer for WWE. Now is heavily involved with The Rock's Seven Bucks production company. Still does do creative for WWE if The Rock's involved, if it's Seven Bucks, or occasionally might come in for something else. But interesting to see him at ringside. Some have said they think if Triple H is no longer the sort of chief content officer, that might be a Brian Gewirtz job in the future. You never know. Kairi's going to go to the top rope. We've got 63 people watching. Let's see if we can get the likes up. We're on 35 likes. See if we can get to 50 likes. As Kairi Sane goes for the cover, Rhea Ripley kicks out. Asuka tags in. Got quite surprised that it's a bit of a muted crowd for Brooklyn. You know, you assume with the Barclays Center, Brooklyn, New York crowd. I tell you what, that double team from the Kabuki Warriors looked like shit. It was like Rhea Ripley kind of forgot to go down for the Bulldog, and then the sort of timing of it was totally out of sync. Asuka now talking trash to Rhea Ripley. Oh, there's a slap from Ripley. Asuka just pulls the hair. Now tags in Kairi once again. Kairi saying going to go to... Oh, there's a headbutt by Ripley. Kairi... Oh, I went for a crossbody, but look at the power. A Ripley fall-away slam. Now Ripley's got to crawl. She's got to crawl and make the tag. In comes Io Sky. And in comes Asuka. Oh, look at these palm thrusts. Bang. Off the rope. There's a sling blade. There's Hiroshi Tanahashi. Yep, there you go. Hiroshi Tanahashi referenced by Corey Graves. As soon as she did the sling blade, you knew it was going to be a Tanahashi reference. Sky got to go to the top rope. Bang! Drop kick and a kip up. Oh, look at the athleticism from Io Sky. Maybe we're going to get a bullet train from Io Sky. Here comes the... No. Asuka gets up. Io over the top rope. Oh, was that a headbutt from Asuka? Now, Asuka got the hair. 1979 says, can WWE use Judas for Chris Jericho? Yes, it's Chris Jericho's song. He can do what... It's a Fozzy song. He can do what he wants. I don't know if he would come back with that. Particularly if it's a retirement run. His old theme is kind of iconic. Kairi Sane's going to go to the top rope. Io Sky's... Oh! Wow. It was a pair of knees and Sky just landed nasty. 2. Oh, she kicks out. It was a really nasty landing. Jason says the US fans will start complaining about the European crowd soon. Well, the European crowds and also the complaint would be that the shows are too early or in a difficult time zone and all that stuff. That's what it will be. Another commercial. Thank God we can actually watch these. Although the Netflix music will be coming very soon. I'm glad that Corey Graves did do a shout out to Hiroshi Tanahashi. Of course, ended his illustrious career at Wrestle Kingdom over the weekend. Defeated by Kazuchika Okada and names like Omega, Ospreay, Tetsuya Naito, Jay White, Kachisori Shibata. All there to pay tribute to the ace. Shame Shinsuke Nakamura couldn't be there. Cover. Oof. Asuka with a stomp to the back of Io Sky. As a tag by Asuka to Kairi saying, in comes Kairi. That's a nice double hip toss. And a pair of elbows by the Kabuki Warriors to Io Sky. Cover, and there's a kick out. Another one. Io kicks out. A tag, like I keep saying, the crowd is shockingly quiet for a show in Brooklyn. I mean, the crowds, you usually expect from New York crowds, usually have a bit more louder, but it's very, very quiet. And look at these stomps by the Kabuki Warriors on Io Sky. The referee's distracted with Rhea Ripley. Yeah, I noticed that too, Jason. The crowd definitely is flat. We're 2 likes away from 40 likes. If you haven't already, click the like button. Oof. Alabama Slam by Kairi. What's Kairi going for here? Going for a... There's a submission. It's a kind of a Boston Crab-ish, utilizing the ankles, still putting pressure on the lower back. As we're about 25 seconds away from coming back from commercial. Crowd has come to life a little bit. Say, let's go Io. I tell you what as well, I put the heating on before I went live, regretting it. This room always gets so hot. Turn it off. It's cold, though, this evening. It's cold. But in this room, boiling too hot. Oh, my goodness. Wait, what the hell? Oh. I was going to say, Io Sky went... Kairi Sane went all the way back, and then Io kind of rolled through into a double foot stomp to the gut. Rhea Ripley once in. There you go. And comes the Eradicator, clothesline to Kairi Sane. Oh, she went for a spinning back fist. There's a kick to the gut. Bounces her off the knee. Oh. Uh-oh, Kairi, that's not going to work. Oh, what a big kick. Ripley going for here. Oh, just flattens her on the canvas. There's a drop kick. Ripley fired up. Remember, a year ago, she defeated Liv Morgan for the Women's World Championship and got an exit with The Undertaker. Ripley getting Kairi up on her shoulders. You're thinking here. Io Sky tags herself in. Razor's Edge. Oh my God, that's such a nasty Razor's Edge. Oh, there's a drop kick by Io Sky. And that landing for Sky is nasty. 1, 2. I mean, it almost looked like for a second that Kairi forgot to kick out. There's the missile drop kick. I wonder if they'll run this pinfall back because it's very, very close. Wait a minute. 1, 2. Oh, maybe she does get it up just. I thought Jessica Carr kind of pulled her count there for a second. I don't think she did. Rhea Ripley, Riptide. Asuka. Oh, throws Ripley into Sky. Code Breaker. Another Jericho reference. Kairi, 1, 2. And Ripley kicks out. It kind of turned into a bit of a mess there for a brief second. Women's Tag Team titles on the line, of course, on this Stranger Things edition of Raw. So far, the only Stranger Things is that they've just sort of dressed up the set and turned the camera upside down. There's a cover. And Ripley kicks out. Oh, spinning back fist. And a kick to the gut. And a kick to the chest. Oh, and another one. Another kick to the gut by Asuka. Hits the ropes. Oh, caught her. Wow. I tell you what. Ripley went for the kick and it was caught by Asuka. That was brilliant. Oh, Rhea said, oh shit. She got caught in the German suplex. Oh, nice spinning heel kick. Then comes Kairi. Oh, wow. Double team by the Kabuki Warriors. 2. Oh, Rhea just got a shoulder up. Again, clunky to say the least, wasn't it? A couple of times they haven't been able to get their shoulders up. Now, Kabuki Warriors going for another double team maneuver to Rhea Ripley. Oh, there you go. Insane elbow. 1, 2. Oh, Io Sky breaks it up. There have been a couple of moments where it's a bit like, I think clunky is maybe the word to use. Oh, German suplex by Io Sky to Kairi Sane. Io back out on the apron. Looking for a tag. There's a tag. In comes Io Sky. Oh, small package. Ooh, kicks out. Backslide. Asuka. Ooh, Io kicks out. Ducks the kick. Standing switch. Oh, roll through. Ah, there's the double foot stomp to the gut. What's Io thinking here? Oh, bullet train across the ropes. In comes Rhea Ripley. match. You think it hit Riptide? Riptide over the moonsault. We're going to have new champions. Over the moonsault. Who's the legal person? Io. Oh, God. Io. What? Scary. 1, 2, 3. New Women's Tag Team Champions. There you go. Well, the Stranger Things Raw has started with new champions. I said that this may be a bit of a title change. Maybe does this mean not a title change later this evening in the main event? Does this mean maybe not a title change to the Women's IC title match? One title match, one title change. But we got new Women's Tag Team Champions, just like that. And we've got almost 70 people watching as well. We are 8 likes away from 50 likes. As we saw Io Sky break up that pinfall attempt. Jason says, not a great match. It was, the crowd came a bit more alive in the closing stretches as you would expect, but it was clunky at points. And there's any doubt about that. But now the question is, when are they going to defend those titles against the SmackDown tag team? Because that certainly feels like the direction, doesn't it? As the pyro is going off. Michael Cole says, I told you strange things were going to happen tonight. What a reference. What a reference, Michael Cole. That's why you're a genius. But we got new Women's Tag Team Champions. What a way to start off the show. As we see in the vines of the Upside Down behind Michael Cole and Corey Graves there. As they're going to a video package for CM Punk versus Bron Breakker. Of course, the main event this evening for the World Heavyweight title. And we're only 10 subscribers away from 25,900. So that means 110 away from 26,000. 26K. As we're just seeing the video package for the world title match later on. But Hoz says, Bron to win the World Heavyweight title and Casimiro as player manager. I mean, it's a Man United safe space this evening. It's Man United safe space. Talked about it too much over the last 24 hours. And we'll do it a lot over the next 24 hours as well. But yes, of course, we do have this world title match later on in the show. We also do have a Women's Intercontinental Championship match scheduled for the show. Liv Morgan's also making her WWE in-ring return this evening. Plus many more surprises, perhaps. Maybe. I mean, I think for this main event, we could see a few returns, frankly. I think we could see LA Knight return to WWE TV. He's been off since December when he was written off television via an attack from The Vision, Bronson Reed and Logan Paul. There was that tsunami on the car, so LA Knight could return. I think Brock Lesnar could return this evening. We haven't seen him since Survivor Series, the War Games main event. Of course, The Vision was victorious, so he could return this evening. And maybe that's where Chris Jericho possibly returns as well. We shall see. He said that Bron Breakker said that he wants to get 2011 to 2013 CM Punk. Well, you're not going to get that, Bron. That CM Punk doesn't really exist anymore. Jimmy says, what about Amos? He's doing stuff in AAA. He joined forces with Vikingo and Dorian Roldan, didn't he? So he's going to be sort of backup for Vikingo in AAA. So, yes, he is still with WWE. In fact, he signed a new contract last year. Went on an excursion to Pro Wrestling Noah in Japan. Won their tag team titles, actually. That was around sort of January or December, January. Not last year, the year before. Then didn't appear again for WWE. Still hasn't for a long time. But he has been doing appearances in AAA. Yes, later this evening, the World Heavyweight title on the line. There you go. There are the Women's Tag Team Champions, the new Women's Tag Team Champions. It took a while for them to accept the handshake there, didn't it? It's the Squawk. Oh, Gunther. First Raw of the new year. 1 year anniversary on Netflix. Everyone saw you beat John Cena. Tapped out with a smile on his face. The disrespect. How much you enjoy it. Do what you want, but it's a huge night. Mix in a little respect. It goes a long way. Respect. And he just laughs. What's Gunther going to say? Gunther just strolling with a smile on his face. Is he going to bump into anyone? Nope. We're just going to get the entrance. I'm so glad they've gone back to the original Gunther Walter theme. I think it's just so much more epic and more badass, isn't it? There is the ring general. He gets the classic one-shot walk-through gorilla position entrance. Yeah, this version is better. It is. It's just. It's what you used on the indies. Holding up the shirt. Tap like a bitch. Well, I feel like definitely we're going to get Gunther versus AJ Styles, aren't we? Look at that. They've got the Stranger Things graphics. This is when we're going to get the Netflix music. Oh, if it is. Raw resumes soon. Good. Okay, we can just listen to Gunther music. That's fine. Bahu says Jericho returning coming. Well, look, I did kind of pitch this idea that they've called him the career killer, haven't they? He's retired Goldberg, he's retired Cena. I think he'll retire AJ Styles this year, possibly Brock Lesnar too. And if they are doing a Chris Jericho retirement storyline, if those reports are indeed accurate, maybe he'll retire Chris Jericho as well. But I'm not sure if I see Jericho returning happening in this segment of segment number 2 on the show. I'm not sure if that would be the right the right place to do it. Brian says you guys are going to be disappointed if Chris Jericho doesn't show up. But the thing is, it's difficult, that kind of stuff, isn't it? Because I get it in the sense of WWE never advertised, so don't throw your toys at the pram if he doesn't show up. Some people will, but there are just a lot of bizarre and strange people out there. It's not like it was promised or anything like that. So I don't think you can complain if he doesn't. And be like, because I said people said he was going to show up, and I'll never watch WWE again. You go, all right, okay, cool. That's kind of that fake outrage stuff, which you see a lot of. You see a lot of, as someone that, obviously is in the football circle, the football realm of content creation, also the wrestling realm of content creation. One thing that does, or is consistent across both groups, is the sort of amount of sort of fake outrage. You see it a lot in the football space about players or managers or what have you, or results, and you go, you you don't really care that much, or you're just doing that for the sake of it. And it's the same with wrestling. You know, sometimes you'll see a match or a show or a segment and people will really throw their toys out of the pram over it, and you go, you're not that pissed off. You're just kind of doing the performative. I will never watch this show again until next week, or I will never watch or follow this club again or this player again until next week when they score or something like that. It's just always the way. As Gunther continues to drink in the booze in this commercial break. As we're into single digits, and we'll be back from commercial very shortly. As they go through their podcasts. Finn Balor. And what do you want to talk about? AJ Styles on 6 Feet Under. Liv Morgan on What's Your Story with Stephanie McMahon. Of course, Morgan wrestling later on this evening. First time in 6.5 months. As we get the Stranger Things theme again. Is that the same one from the set? Chapter 2, He Who Remains. He Who Remains, Gunther. Are we going to get chapters before every single segment? That'd be interesting. There is the Ring General. Former World Heavyweight Champion. Longest reigning Intercontinental Champion in WWE history. Gunther with a big grin on his face. It's been the same since he retired, John Cena, isn't it? Listen to the boos. You look at him, he's cackling, he's laughing. I wonder what he's got to say. He's been asked by management. Can barely get any words out. Now he looks pissed off, to be honest. He's been asked to show a little bit of respect as the crowd are booing him continuously. Crowd are chanting to him, you tapped out. That's such a layup, isn't it? Because then if you're a heel, you go, I know John Cena did. I made him tap out. Ha 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 ha. He said, what about some respect for me? Respect for the man who made John Cena do the one thing he said he was never going to do. That made John Cena tap out. Like a little... Here comes AJ Styles. AJ Styles making a beeline to the ring. The difference between AJ Styles early on in his career to now is crazy. AJ Styles is fully in his Macho Man Randy Savage late 90s era, isn't he? Of just being, like, jacked. AJ Styles is ginormous. He is absolutely jacked. And he's retiring in a couple of months. I mean, we're into the final year of AJ Styles' professional wrestling career. He's retiring in, what, a couple of months' time. Probably being retired by this guy he's facing off with right now. Crowd chanting for AJ Styles. What's he going to have to... Oh, interrupted by Gunther. Said you're punching above your weight. Gunther calls himself the greatest wrestler in this company right now. Big up Ridwan in the chat, says I still haven't watched a single episode of Stranger Things, so this is new to me. Well, I tell you what, Ridwan, now might be the time to start. Now that every episode is out, you can properly binge watch it. And it's bingeable as is. You know what I mean? Now they're all out. He's the man that made John Cena tap out like a little... You know what? He's not going to say it this time. And Gunther laughs. Like a little bitch. He said it. He said it. He said it. He said the bad word. How dare you, Gunther, say such a terrible word. What is little AJ gonna do about it? Little? And he says to AJ, you can't see me. Oh, AJ just slapped Gunther across the face. And now head to head. Nose to nose. You ain't gonna do nothing. These two facing off. The intensity's being raised. AJ says, that's what I thought. Nothing. Well, it looks like he just punked out Gunther. And AJ Styles going to leave. Well, I think we know where this one is going. The question is just when do they face off? Because we know that Styles, his last opponent probably is going to be Gunther, maybe. So when are they going to have the match? God, look at that sort of blob of vines at the bottom of the announce table. Michael Cole now talking about Becky Lynch. Of course, is going to be challenging for the Women's Intercontinental Championship. We're 3 likes away from 50 likes. So if you haven't already, click the like button. And be sure to subscribe, as we're 8 subscribers away from 25,900. Then we'll just be just 100 away from 26K. As we're just seeing the history of Becky Lynch losing that Intercontinental title to Maxine Dupree. T-Mort says, Owen, is Jericho coming back? Your guess is as good as mine. I mean, report comes out earlier this evening from Sean Ross Sapp from Fightful, basically saying, well, we haven't heard that he's going to be there this evening. Doesn't mean he's not going to be there this evening. His profile is still on the AEW website, which would be usually an indication he's still with All Elite Wrestling, particularly when some other people that left AEW, their profiles were removed from the website earlier today after the report came out that they were gone. But they were quite, minor people in All Elite Wrestling. They weren't sort of massive names, not like Chris Jericho, certainly. So we don't really know. We don't really know. It's kind of as is, but maybe the difference now versus yesterday or the day before or the last week or so is that maybe it feels a bit less certain today than it did a few days ago, which is quite interesting. Quite a lot of cold water has been poured on it, which is maybe what WWE wants, because they do want it to feel like a legitimate surprise when Jericho does come back. Because I still think he does end up going back to WWE. It's just maybe it isn't tonight. Maybe it is a case of at the Royal Rumble, say later on in the month. Maybe it's then. If it's not tonight, then it will be the Rumble. If it's going to be, a time. It's not like it's going to be on next week's episode of Raw. That would just be weird. All right, Women's Intercontinental Championship match. Now, what do we think happens here? We've already seen one title change this evening. We've got new women's tag team champions in the Kabuki Warriors dropping the title to Becky Lynch, to Rhea Ripley and Io Sky. Do we get a title change here? Does AJ Lee Does AJ Lee get involved in this one? We haven't seen her since Survivor Series and the Women's War Games match. But yes, the Women's Intercontinental Championship match up next. As they're doing the Stranger Things theme once again. Are we going to get commercial, or is it going to be Becky Lynch in the ring? When Raw is live on Netflix, you don't usually have to deal with the commercial music that often. Kevin says, is it Gunther who retires Orton? Randy Orton's a long way from retirement. I mean, when he came back in 2023, he said that he felt they could do it for another decade, and he signed a long-term deal. So, yeah, Gunther might be the guy, but it's a long time away. He's not going anywhere anytime soon, is Randy Orton. We're 3 likes away from 50 likes, 62 people watching, which is fantastic for the first Raw of 2026. The Stranger Things edition of Monday Night Raw. Michael Cole's talking about the pressure that's on Becky Lynch. I wonder if Maxine's going to be with Natty Neidhart. And I do wonder just what's going to happen next with AJ Lee in WWE. He's come back for the WrestlePalooza tag match. Obviously was in the Women's War Games match. We got the Stranger Things fan cam. Stranger Things classic throwback kit. LWO shirt. He's got a gilet. Jey Uso Yeet with a Stranger Things font. I mean, basically, they asked people to dress. Well, there's the Macho Man in the Hellfire shirt. That's good. That's good. I was going to say, they asked people to dress as Stranger Things inspired, and nobody did, basically. Because all the people they've got in their fan cam, there you go, Vecna versus CM Punk. That's good. That's good. Very artistic. I had it on one of my thumbnails for the Made Surprises video. I had Triple H half and half face with Vecna. Wasn't really much throwback. Just maybe could have been a bit more effort in some of the Stranger Things-esque outfits. I tell you what, you know what? Oh, listen to that. They're showing. Is that Riyadh? They're showing. See where the Royal Rumble is going to be, and it got some boos. Yes. Now, there you go. Ivy Nile with Adam Pearce. So she's not going to the back of the line. Let's get through tonight and they'll figure it out, Adam Pearce says. Not going to the back of the line. Gunther says he wants AJ. Oh, there's AJ again. You're going to stand there like a little bitch. Next week. AJ's going to take his head off. Next week it's official. AJ Styles retiring next week. Chapter 3. It's not just her saying it. So we've got chapters. Every segment is, or every match is going to have chapters. Well, I'll tell you what, that is a match in Dusseldorf in Germany. And of course, we will be live for a watch-along and a post-show for that very show. Here comes Maxine Dupree, the Women's Intercontinental Champion. Some people really enjoying her entrance theme there at ringside. Big up to everyone that's clicked the like button. We got 50 likes. 72 people watching, which is fantastic. Our second title match of the evening. Already has one successful title defense against Ivy Nile. And now said she's not going to the back of the line. Does that mean she's going to interfere in this one? Is that what it's going to be? I mean, I know I said it earlier on, but like Michael Cole just said, this is New York. You know, it's Brooklyn, New York. It's, you know, it's a big crowd. And I'm like, well, it doesn't feel like it, does it, so far? Ridwan says, is Becky cosplaying bananas in pajamas? Maybe I'm mistaken. There you go, Michael just said it. I thought it's a Star Trek-esque outfit because, of course, Becky Lynch is going to be in the upcoming Star Trek TV series. So, yes, it's in reference to her acting, Ridwan. The more you know. We're always learning here at Wrestle News 365. I tell you what, that Demogorgon that keeps appearing in the bottom right-hand corner of the screen is very distracting, isn't it? It keeps popping up, like, and the way it's like crawling across the screen, it's like, you know, it's getting a midnight snack. It keeps sort of coming across like this, going. It keeps going across like that. Standing switch. Another standing switch and backed up into the corner. Referee giving the count. Oh, and a kick right to the gut. There's a forearm. Irish whip. Oh, there's a Fez press by Maxine Dupree. Maxine goes to the outside. I went for a PK. There's a... Maxine jumps over. Oh, there's a pump kick. Got a bit over the top, Maxine. Jeez. Let's go. You go, all right. Cool. It's cool. I mean, don't get me wrong. I think Maxine Dupree has shown in-ring improvement. I think she's into that territory at the moment, though, where it's a little bit like... While she has shown improvement, she's into that dangerous territory where a lot of the stuff she does looks very choreographed. It looks like you're doing a... You know what I mean? You're doing a sort of stunt performance as opposed to having a wrestling match. And I think there's a big difference between that. You have to remember that you're still simulating a fight. It's meant to look real. It's not meant to look too choreographed. Some bits of it have to be a bit gritty. There's a jawbreaker from Becky Lynch. That was a big uppercut, or was an elbow, excuse me, by... Oh, God. Becky Lynch just pulled Maxine Dupree down to the canvas. It was a nasty landing. And Becky Lynch now just teeing off on Maxine Dupree. What's Becky Lynch going to go for here? Oh, there's a big forearm. Bexploder suplex by the man, by Big Time Bex. Lynch hits the rope. Baseball slide sends Maxine down on the floor. There was just a forearm off the apron. Becky once again saying it's her title. Puts Maxine Dupree back into the ring. Now going to be climbing the to the middle turnbuckle. Going to do the Becky Hogan leg drop. Cover, and Maxine Dupree kicks out at 2. And Becky going for, there you go, bit of a sleeper hold. Maxine Dupree, snapmare to get out of that one. Good counter, good reversal. Maxine goes over the top. There's a shoulder to the gut. Oh, there's a right hand. He's just about to throw, I think, Maxine off the top rope. Didn't really see it. There you go. Disarmer. Nearly locked in. Cover. Kicks out. Oh, big kick. Nice. Both are down. Women's Intercontinental title is on the line. Chance of Y2J. Well, I think we've just seen what Brooklyn expects to happen this evening. Whether or not it does, we're not sure, but we got some Y2J chance. Now what happens if he doesn't show up? Okay, clothesline by Maxine Dupree. Maxine, there's a splash in the corner. We're going to go for Fisherman suplex. Didn't have the bridge. And there's the kip up. Straps are coming down. Oh, look at that nice knee. Now I'm going to go for... What the fuck was that? There's a spin kick, too. That was the worst move I think I've ever seen. It looked like she was going for a backslide and then just dropped to her butt like it was a stunner, but nothing happened. It was one of the worst moves I've ever seen. Even commentary could sell it. Oh, there's the scissors. Oh, into an ankle lock maybe. Ankle lock's locked in. This is better. Becky Lynch, is she going to get to the ropes? She does. Got to break the hold. Oh, Maxine thrown over the middle rope. Yeah, Chris, it was wild, wasn't it? Even commentary couldn't sell it. They went, oh, maybe stuns her a little bit. I don't know. It's terrible. Cover. Oof. Maxine maybe going to go for the ankle lock. Yeah, you can. This is when you can see the greenness from Maxine, can't you? Because she gets lost in matches. Not sure what that was. Oh, change it into a disarmer. She get in. There you go. There you go. It's in. It's in. No, slips out. Roll through. I think she's meant to go through the ropes. She just sort of walked through it. So I mean, some of the stuff is just too choreographed. Like she's thinking during it, what's the next spot? What's the next spot? What's the next spot? What am I meant to be doing? It's very strange, isn't it? Oh, they're on the top, well, the middle rope. Superplex. Rolls through. Here we go. Oh, DDT. Nice. Good sell by Maxine Dupree as well. 1, 2. And Maxine kicks out. Yeah, I just feel like with Maxine, like I said, she has improved a lot in the ring. But this idea that she's, like, ready to go now, she's not. She's still very green. And I think sometimes she still has that look of, I've got to remember what I'm meant to be doing next, as opposed to being in the moment, what you meant to be doing now. Becky going for the manhandle slam. Look at these knees to the gut. Manhandle, no. Goes for a pump kick. How is this? A back suplex. I mean, it's meant to be like an angle slam. 1, 2. Yeah. Some of these bits in these matches, you go, oh, I don't know about that. Now, Becky Lynch is going for an ankle lock of her own. Rolls through. Becky goes into the turnbuckle. It's a German suplex. It's a nasty landing for Becky Lynch, by the way, there as well. Dupree, crossbody. Cover. 2, 4. Wow. I felt like the referee pulled his count there. I'm not going to lie. That felt like a pulling of the count. Like Becky didn't kick out in time and the referee had to pull the count. See if they'll show it. 2. Yeah. Oh, I don't know. I don't know. Looks like the ref are a bit concerned she might not kick out. Yeah, again, another match where the crowd just feels thoroughly uninterested. Maybe it's just me, but they feel really flat. Becky. Oh, nice counter into the ankle lock. There you go. That was all right. Ankle lock on Becky Lynch. Okay, that holds on. Becky Lynch, how's this? Oh, Becky Lynch, she won. She won. Maxine was going for the ankle lock, and Becky Lynch managed to change the leverage into a pin combination. She held onto the ropes as well. So we're 2 for 2 tonight, folks. We've had 2 title matches and 2 title changes. I'm not going to lie. I thought the match was a bit of a mess. I did feel the match was, to be honest, quite a mess at different points. I'm not going to lie. But look at that. Becky Lynch, she held the bottom right for leverage and gets the win. But we've got new women's tag team champions. We've got a new women's intercontinental champion. Will we have a new world heavyweight champion this evening? That's the question. But Becky Lynch, she's got her title back. When will her and AJ Lee have their... Oh, this is an Obafemi video package. Does Obafemi come into Raw? Because I would be all over that. Obafemi's got to be on the main roster soon. He is legit. He is no effing joke. Obafemi. Oh, we didn't. We didn't get confirmation on it. We didn't get confirmation. It was just a video package. It was just a video package. Bron Breakker getting hyped up backstage. Stephanie Vaquer. Oh, she's in a walking boot. Stephanie Vaquer. I hope it's nothing too serious. I hope not. Big up to everyone that's tuning in at the moment. We've got over 70 people watching. We're at 52 likes. If you haven't already, click that like button and be sure to subscribe to Wrestling News 365 if indeed you are new. We are 6 subscribers away from 25,900. 2026 promises to be the most exciting years, Adam Pearce says. He's got a contract with the old logo on it. Couldn't they just print off a new logo? Just print off a new logo. They've got the Raw logo from like 2019. Then this young man. It's going to be Javon Evans. Yeah. Javon Evans is on his way to Monday Night Raw, it looks like. So Javon Evans is signing with Monday Night Raw. He is incredibly talented and a very young guy as well. Them Clone says, Owen, you could have told us about your dad buying the Amrim jersey. I don't even know if he had enough time. He wasn't there long enough. The young OG himself, Javon Evans. So Javon Evans is making his way out right now. And there is Javon Evans. Shakes hands with the Raw General Manager Adam Pearce. Adam Pearce said Javon Evans is one of the most exciting prospects to ever come through WWE. Sign this contract. Sign the contract to become the next member of the Monday Night Raw roster. And there you go. Puts pen to paper. He is the latest member. It is official. Javon Evans is officially a member of the Raw roster. He is a free agent no more. So Javon Evans officially on Raw now. Of course, we've got the likes of Jordan Grace on SmackDown. Who else? Trick Williams on SmackDown as well. Alba Femi's on his way to the main roster. There was also a rumor about another significant call-up to the main roster in the form of Blake Monroe. Seemingly is on her way back to on her way to the WWE main roster. Now, I don't know with the ads, guys. I don't know if it depends on your tier that you've got Netflix. I've got the highest one, which I think is meant to be like limited ads. I don't know. I don't know how it works. I was seeing a trailer for WWE Unreal Season 2. Talking about defending the secrecy of the business. What about the build to SummerSlam? No days off, says Triple H. They're talking about the injury storyline. Lying to everyone. Talking about R-Truth being released. I've seen Jelly Roll as well. He did a great job at SummerSlam. They were doing the reaction to the chops to Pat McAfee. Chelsea Green with a broken nose there. I tell you what, Penta's done fantastic since he's gone to WWE. Of course, he's back. Returned last week, wasn't it, on WWE television on Raw? But WWE Unreal Season 2, when does that drop? It's January 20th. There you go. 2 weeks today. I'm sure we'll find a bunch of other stories that come out of that. Technically 2 weeks from today, today being Tuesday, not Monday. Here come the Usos. That means we're going to have about 10-15 minutes of the same song going over and over and over again. I tell you what, if I was at a WWE show when this happened, I'd be such a misery guts. I'd be like, oh, God. Obviously, the Usos, the new World Tag Team Champions, winning the titles on last week's episode of Raw. It's kind of mad, isn't it? You know, Jey Uso goes from winning the Royal Rumble last year, winning the World Heavyweight title at WrestleMania. A year later, he's Tag Team Champion with his brother again. Probably sums up that kind of main event level push for him, wasn't it? Wasn't right for that spot. Sells a ton of merchandise, gets great reactions from the crowd, but the bell has to ring. I was going to say, are they going to the ring or they're not? They're cutting a promo. I was going to say, it would take forever for them to get to the ring from where they are. Oh, they're going to do the... Are they going to do this whole thing again? What's wrong with you guys? Oh, God's sake. Honestly. Don't get me wrong, I know it's fun for people in the arena and they get to dance along and be happy to it, but I live for the day when someone does that and they go, no way, not interested. Or when Jey Uso, if he's a heel and he goes like that and he goes, well, I don't give a shit, I'm not going to do it. Ugh. Behold says, oh, and why the Jey hate? It's not even like a Jey Uso thing. It's more just they've been doing that entrance for like 2 years. I'm just a bit over it. I would just like to see some evolution or some, you know what I mean? Just let's move on to something else. This year's the year of the Usos, says Jay. This is a warning shot to every tag team in the game. They said they'd be waiting right there. They're going to be Monday Night Raw. I mean, what was the point of that? What was the point of that? That was utterly pointless, wasn't it? I mean, my goodness. They came out and did a warning shot. Chapter 4, To Kiss a Devil. I mean, Stephanie Vaquer. I mean, as Jason says, that was all a bit pointless. It was. It really was. I mean, don't get me wrong. I get coming out and just cutting a promo. But if anything, that someone said, oh my, the J-hate. That actually just sums it up for me, is that was a whole segment, and really the entrance and the running it back was longer than the promo. That it was, you know what I mean? It was just, that was the point. Let's send the Usos out there. We'll do the entrance. What are they going to cut a promo out? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. We'll send them out there and they'll do this thing. And that's about it. It's like, okay. Which is, again, my frustration with that whole stuff with Jey Uso. It's no substance. It's all superficial, isn't it? It's all superficial in the sense of it's come out, do the entrance. People like the entrance. People like the catchphrase. What you're going to do for the promo, what you're going to do for the match, it doesn't matter. Secondary. Oh, Stephanie Vaquer is hobbling out to the ring here. She's got a walking boot on. She suffered the injury apparently in that Women's World Championship triple threat match last week. What a year indeed for La Primera. Women's World Champion. Women's Crown Jewel Champion. What now is the question by Jackie Redman. 2025 was amazing. 4 titles. She's true. It's true. NXT Women's North American. NXT Women's World. Women's Crown Jewel. Not bad. She became Women's World Champion. Thank you, WWE Universe. Thank you for believing in me, says Vaquer. Nikki Bella, Raquel Rodriguez. Well, I got the end of that with Stephanie Vaquer. And this, pointing to the walking boot. This will not stop me. She says she wants more. She wants everyone. Is someone else going to come out here? Because are we going to have... There you go. The Women's World Champion is Stephanie Vaquer. We're just going to... Oh, there you go. I was going to say, you knew someone was going to come out, because I was like, there's no way they're going to have back-to-back segments of people just coming out and talking. This is pro wrestling after all. Raquel Rodriguez just absolutely destroying Stephanie Vaquer here. Oh, wow, just slamming the injured ankle onto the canvas. Oh. Good grief. Bang. Nasty. Oh, look at this. Oh, my word. Tahana Bomb. Look at that. That was absolutely vicious. Vicious. Uh-oh. Raquel's got a steel chair. Referees are coming out, trying to stop this from happening. She's threatening to attack the referees. Oh. Steel chair. Gonna pulmonize the ankle. Michael Cole. Get in there. She's gonna break her damn leg. We've got these producers in Davari and the Hurricane tending to Vaquer. I wonder if this is going to be a full-on injury ankle. Is Vaquer hurt? I mean... we'll see. Michael Cole says Stephanie's hurt bad. La Primera is down. Not look good for Vaquer. Does not look good. As we'll now have this commercial watching Vaquer try and get back to her feet. I mean, they're going to maybe try and remove the walking boot. No, she's put it back on. A heinous assault. Got the Hurricane tending to the important matters. Her earrings fell out. So he's got them. He's got the Women's World Championship as well. By the way, Davari's absolutely jacked, by the way. Have you seen the size of him? Good grief. Look at him. It's absolutely stacked, isn't he? As Vaquer is being attended to. You've got some WWE medical looking after Vaquer. How did Vaquer scream? The injury might not be legitimate because she screamed out when she hadn't even put her foot on the ground. You put the wrong foot down. Vaquer hobbling and limping to the back. Of course, she does have that walking boot. Yeah, because Davari is absolutely massive. As Vaquer limps, I thought she was going to go through that gate into the upside down. Of course, because it's Stranger Things Raw, you've got these vines like it's the upside down, even though they do look like burnt sausages. Or like intestines. Main event on Netflix later on this evening. So we're now just seeing this video package for WrestleMania 42. It's the one with all of the female WWE superstars. All of the women of WWE. We're 4 likes away from 60 likes. If you haven't already, click the like button. Of course, WrestleMania this year. We'll be live for that, as always. I would guess... I would guess that... so they're doing the European tour prior to the Rumble, so I guess it won't be European tour towards WrestleMania like it was before. T-Mort says, oh, and they've done the Wars of Jericho and Codebreaker matches. They've also done the Jericho taunt in the matches. I mean, that Codebreaker was an Asuka one. She does that every week, so that's not a reference. And the other one, it wasn't really Wars of Jericho. It was like an inverted Boston Crab. I don't know if that was an actual reference. So I don't think we can be like, oh, that's a massive reference. If anything, the most blatant reference was, like I said, Rhea Ripley doing the Jericho pin cover, but that's about it. And that move of 2 knees to the chest is called a code breaker for everyone. So it's not again, it's a bit. I don't know I think you might be looking a bit too much into that one. As we just see Vakur when she was attacked before the commercial. Vakur saying she can walk, but like, what the hell? Oh my goodness, there's Raquel's attacking her again. Oh wow, throws her into that. Vakur stamping on the boot. Excuse me, Rodriguez. Adam Pearce says, I will fine you until you got nothing left. Adam Pearce is furious. Furious. Bloody hell, WWE. How many sponsors and crossovers do you want? You've got a Stranger Things theme playing on the Stranger Things set, and then there's DoorDash also sponsoring it. It's all of the crossover and all of the promotions, isn't it? Now they're talking about the brewing situation with Rey Mysterio and Austin Theory. As we see last Monday when Rey Mysterio faced off against Theory. And then Logan Paul, of course, interfered. This is when Penta made his return. Penta back on WWE television. And it was that clothesline by Penta, and it sent Logan Paul over the top rope. There's Dragon Lee. Look at those. Look at that eyes. It's got scales. And it's got the blue contacts going on. And there's Penta talking to Rey as well. That's why he came back early. Yeah. Lucha Libre, yeah. Mm-hmm. No, I gotta get it, Ray. Yeah. Having his back, yes. Yes. Been dealing with him for a while. Only you understand the tradition, the honor, and the respect of Lucha Libre. Only you. Everything the Vision wants to destroy. Yeah. Anytime you need him, he'll be there. For Ray, yeah. Yeah. Chapter 5, Hellfires Collide. Well, there is Lyra Valkyria, which means we're going to be getting Liv Morgan's return to in-ring competition. It's Liv Morgan versus Lyra. We're 3 likes away from 60 likes. If you haven't already, click the like button. Oh, look at that. A Stranger Things WWE Championship. That's pretty cool. Still haven't got my, my Manchester United WWE Championship. Maybe now that Ruben's gone, maybe I'll get it one day. One day, maybe. And there is Liv Morgan. She's been accompanied by Roxanne Perez of the Judgment Day. Liv Morgan says she's back. I'm not having that cyberspace cowboy. Rey Mysterio, you cannot say Rey Mysterio is overrated. Yeah? The guy's been wrestling since he was like early teens. And he's what, like 50 and still going today? Definitely not overrated. The guy's a trailblazer. He's like revolutionized pro wrestling with his moveset. You kidding me? So Liv Morgan is back. I talk about how Liv Morgan trying to take over the Judgment Day. Battle rings, we are underway. Liv Morgan returning to the ring for the first time in 7 months to face the first ever Women's Intercontinental Champion. Brian says, Owen, I wonder why the cast of Stranger Things hasn't shown up in the crowd. They got other places to be. Millie Bobby Brown's not going to Raw. Or David Harbour. Could you imagine if Winona Ryder was in the crowd for Raw? That's not going to happen. But to be fair, David Harbour, I know, is filming at the moment. He's filming for an adaptation of the Pizza Bomber case, which there's a really good documentary on Netflix called Evil Genius. Evil Genius on Netflix is a brilliant documentary. It came out a long time ago, actually. But it's a really good documentary. They're doing a film on it with David Harbour playing one of the key perpetrators. So I'm quite excited for that. Lyra hits the ropes. Oh, goes through the middle rope there, and Liv gets back into the ring. There's a step-up knee. Oh, Lyra goes to the outside. Lands very roughly. Oof. Lyra thrown into the steel steps by Liv Morgan. Liv Morgan in control. You know Michael Cole's desperate to say, as we roll on. As Raw rolls on. So always say that. As a kick. Michael Cole does come across as like he may have never seen an episode of Stranger Things. Like some of his references tonight felt very forced. Liv Morgan flexing the biceps. Oof. And look at Liv here. Now this is a Boston Crab. That is a it's very Chris Jericho. In fact, it gets Y2J chants. Crowd chants Y2J. Lyra kicks out. The problem is now when you start doing stuff like that and you get the crowd to chant Y2J, if he doesn't show up now, the crowd will be like, oh. Oh, big reverse elbow by Lyra. And there's a big boot. Oh, there's a backstabber by Liv Morgan. Look at Lyra really selling that one. Cover. And Lyra kicks out. Bailey at ringside. So is Roxanne Perez. There's a nice suplex. And here we're going to get the triple verticals. Triple and vertical. Triple. And there's the third. A nice shining wizard by Liv Morgan. There's the cover. And Lyra kicks out. And what's Liv Morgan going for here? Knee between the, in the back. Arms being pulled behind as well. As they're just about to come back from commercial. And go back in the Barclays Center. Not that you would know it's the Barclays Center. Like I said, previously you would have, you know, Barclays Center and Brooklyn crowds, New York crowds, usually are red hot and are loud and, you know, smart fans, if you will, back in the day. But aside from, there's not been many moments this evening that the crowd's been really loud and really, really into it. It's been very flat. Even though it's had a show of 2 title changes so far, Women's Tag Team titles changed hands and Women's Intercontinental Championship changed hands. It's been a very flat show, I'm not going to lie. It just feels quite sort of flat, formulaic, doesn't it? Just a bit bland. You know, like in the same way that, you know, AEW, they've got a lot of themed episodes, don't they? And Winter is Coming, Fighter Fest, and all this kind of stuff. And then you watch the show and you go, it's just an episode of Dynamite that they've just, you know what I mean, changed the graphics for. That's kind of what this feels like so far, doesn't it? Where you go, well, it's just an episode of Raw that they've got some Stranger Things branding on. Liv went for Oblivion, but Lyra managed to counter as a German suplex. Nice tornado DDT by Lyra. And she's going to roll through. Down goes. I tell you what, this crowd is genuinely silent. Like, genuinely. This crowd sucks. There's no other way of dressing it up, yeah. This crowd is dead. Wow. Like, really dead. My God. This might be the worst Brooklyn crowd I've heard. And honestly, this show has been really shit. It's just been really bad. Just flat. Wow. Crowd is dead. Show's been flat. My word. It's like everyone's waiting for something to happen. Not a lot is. My word. And for Nightwing, maybe. Liv counters. 2. Kicks out. And there was that code breaker. Crowd chants Y2J for that one. I wasn't much of a Y2J reference. Obviously, I know he's got Codebreaker, but Liv's got that move genuinely in her moveset. Jason Hanna says, I agree, dead show so far. Yeah, it's just so flat. Crowd's flat, but I can understand why they're flat because, frankly, the show has been awful. Not good. Bailey off. Runs into a slap by Roxanne. Roxanne says Bailey over the barricade into the timekeeper's area. Uh-oh. Bailey now grabbing the hair. Got a steel chair. Oh, God. Bailey snaps. She's going after Roxanne Perez. Liv, there you go. Oblivion. Nice sow by Lyra. 2. And Liv Morgan wins her first match back in 7 months. Well, the crowd came alive a little bit for the finish. That's something, but yeah, it's been... Something needs to happen on this show, frankly, doesn't it? I mean, I know title changes have already happened, but something significant needs to happen because I think that the crowd are waiting for it. It's very flat otherwise, isn't it? Liv doing the double bicep pose similar to Dominic Mysterio, Dirty Dom. As Jackie Redmond's with CM Punk. One spear and we have a new champion, possibly. Punk's asked how he prepares, how he's been preparing. One, two, three, spear. Spear, 1, 2, 3. GTS, you're going for a nap. Could be you. Tonight it's Bron. And Punk just walks off. Okay. He did a very weird turn there, didn't he? Now it's Bron. Not this way. Was he in the upside down? Went the wrong way? I don't know. It was a bit weird, that, wasn't it? Well, hopefully the crowd will be sort of awake for the main event. For the world title. I hope so. Does anyone else have this, by the way? This was something I experienced when I watched the Stranger Things finale. We've got a promo from Austin Theory and Logan Paul of The Vision. I've got a real issue with ending TV shows. What I mean by that is so I watched the finale of Stranger Things. Obviously, I won't say how it ends or anything like that. But it was the same when I watched the end of Breaking Bad, which I love that show. That when they're over, I'm legitimately sad afterwards. I'm like, there's never going to be a new episode of this. This is done. And then I'm like, it's just sad, isn't it? Stranger Things ended, I was sad. Breaking Bad ended, I was sad. What else ended and I was sad? I was a bit sad when Dexter ended the first time because, one, the ending was awful. The ending of Dexter was awful, and then I was sad that it wasn't going to come back, but it's come back twice. New Blood was great, and then the ending was terrible, and I was sad. Although it's now back for Resurrection, and that first season of Dexter Resurrection was brilliant. That was really, really good. I really enjoyed that. Austin Theory says, here's come the pressure. Big up to everyone that's clicked the like button. Be sure to subscribe. So I haven't seen Game of Thrones, Chris. But I'm not alone in that. I was when I on the transfer view of Flex yesterday. He was like, "You've never seen that?" I was like, "No." And to be fair, a lot of people did say that in the chat that they hadn't seen that as well. We've got over 70 people watching, which is fantastic. We're up to 60 likes, so if you haven't already, be sure to subscribe. If you're just tuning in, we do have new champions. We've got a new World Tag Team Champions in the women's division because Rhea Ripley and Io Sky defeated the Kabuki Warriors. Becky Lynch has got back her Women's Intercontinental Championship, defeating Maxine Dupree. But I'm not going to lie, the overall, this episode of Raw has been really not great at all. The crowd has been very, very flat. It's just not been pretty. It's not been pretty at all. Feels like everyone's waiting for something to happen, whether that's Chris Jericho or not. That's what it feels like. Netflix house in Philadelphia. And you get to see all of these different things. Oh, B-Fab's there. I've been very much on it. I must say, I've been on a Netflix true crime binge recently. I watched, what's it called? I watched, that was it. Amy Bradley is Missing. If you haven't watched that, I recommend watch that on Netflix. That's good. Amy Bradley is Missing. I watched Worst Ex Ever and Worst Roommate Ever. They're good shows as well. If anyone else has got any recommendations for other things to watch on Netflix, do let me know. So I was watching that. I've been on a true crime binge. I watched, this was a few months ago, I watched Paradise PD. Has anyone seen that on Netflix? That was good. It was quite funny. But it doesn't... Well, there's no spoilers, but it doesn't really end. It just abruptly stops, which sucks. But I enjoyed Paradise PD. It's very Family Guy-esque. What was the other one I watched? There was one... was that it? Yes, that was it. Exploding Kittens. I watched that on Netflix. I enjoyed that. That was good. If you want to watch... Because they do have a fairly good selection of just sort of random sort of cartoons, adult cartoons kind of thing. Exploding Kittens just wasn't that bad. Yes, next week it is going to be AJ Styles versus Gunther. I've only watched a few episodes of Archer, T-Morts. Only a couple. But there's a lot to watch there. So it's going to be live at 2 p.m. Eastern next week. That's 7 p.m. my time. I'll be live. And, of course, SmackDown, Berlin. 3 stages of hell for the Undisputed WWE Championship. I'll be live for that as well. I'm going to be a busy boy. Although I'm not going to lie, Friday is going to be rough because Thursday evening I've got a lot of dental work that I'm getting done. Because obviously I missed the World's End watch-along because that day I cracked my tooth and a big chunk of it fell out and my mouth was a mess. So I'm getting that fixed on Thursday and a lot of other thing that needs fixed in there as well. So I have no idea what I'm going to be available to do Friday and through the weekend. We'll see. World Heavyweight title is on the line. It's main event time. Bron Breakker making his way to the ring. Because I did have sort of some plans. I was thinking about doing a TNA Thursday Night Impact AMC premiere watch along and post show. I was thinking of doing that because that's a big deal. Impact moving to AMC, get more eyeballs on the product. So I was going to do that, but I'm just not going to be able to Thursday because obviously I'm not going to be able to talk. I'm not going to be able to talk. My mouth probably will still be numb by that point. But World Heavyweight Championship is on the line. Main event is up next. King Lindy says, I don't do true crime shows. I start feeling too negative about the world, or at least not often anyways, but I would try that Roommate 1 and the other one. Well, to be fair, the Roommate and X1, they're true crime shows, and they are brutal. You know what I mean? They are brutal. Some of those are the most incredible stories you'll ever hear. I mean, legitimately, some of them are like the worst ex ever or the worst roommate ever. It's insane. But I've kind of got this weird criteria with true crime shows, or that I watch, that I don't like it when it feels a bit exploitative. I like to watch ones that have like family participation in, you know, because then that feels like it's more them keeping the case alive or telling their story or what have you. When it's ones that don't have that kind of involvement, and it does feel a bit like a cash grab, or the family just wants to be left alone, then I'm like, I don't really feel comfortable watching those ones. Because I think, what would I want if I was in a situation like that, you know? But Bron Breakker is with Paul Heyman in the ring. We have had 2 title matches so far this evening and 2 title changes. And now we're getting Sign of the Night. As we're seeing a CM Punk logo there. Chicago-made Punk. It's a good sign. Got a bit of artwork there. Oh. First episode of Raw for her. WWE Then Now Forever. That's a lot of CM Punk signs, aren't there? Kenyon says, well, there you go then. I'll try at least one, though. If nothing else, they are interesting. But if you're like doing the whole, well, I don't really like to watch them because it makes me question humanity, then they might not be the show for you, because they do make you question that. If something a bit lighter, like I said, you can watch a couple of the animation shows. You know, like I said, Paradise PD is good. Paradise PD is good. I mean, it's like the most immature humor possible, which I very much enjoy. That's why I keep Jamie around in the chat. Chapter 6, The Best versus the Badass. There is Bron Breakker. Will he become the first WWE superstar to win a world title under the age of 30 since the late, great Bray Wyatt in 2017, when he won the WWE Championship for the first time at Elimination Chamber? Bron Breakker, only 28 years old. 28. Ridiculous. In pro wrestling terms, not in football terms, in pro wrestling terms, that is a ridiculous age. As we await the entrance of the World Heavyweight Champion. Here he comes. It's about to be clobbering time indeed in Brooklyn. Got a lot of air guitar going on there at ringside. Good grief. Do you think about it, though, by the way, as well? I mean, it's a Stranger Things episode of Raw. It's quite lazy, isn't it? Like, literally, just looking at it, they've got the van and a couple of Stranger Things props. They've just put a load of vines everywhere and just gone, it's a Stranger Things episode of Raw. That's it. There has been... You almost have to kind of rate the sort of little effort that's really got in. They've gone, let's make some graphics. We'll just put some vines around all over the place, and we'll get a couple of props. We'll ask Netflix for a couple of props, and then that's a Stranger Things Raw. What does that mean in terms of the? Are we telling a story, you know, in terms of the show or anything like that? That's Stranger Things inspired. We'll do chapters. Okay. Is that it? That's about it, yeah. I would never, Jamie. Ban you? How could I? I understand the Jamie gimmick, but I think better than the rest. Better than most. Because it takes one to know one. As Punk gets a loud reaction on the Barclays Center. I don't even think it's a shameless cash grab, King of the Indies. I think it's just a case of, it's smart. Look, having a crossover of Stranger Things is a big deal because Stranger Things is a massive IP. It's Netflix's biggest IP. It's their biggest original show. So I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I think it's also smart. Think of the amount of people currently that are searching Stranger Things. You know, you type into Google Stranger Things, or you type into X Stranger Things. Or they type into Netflix Stranger Things. So if you type in Stranger Things and you can get the Stranger Things episode of Raw, it's huge search volume, isn't it? So I get it from that perspective. But they've just not really put much effort into it, have they? Exactly, Timo. It's the algorithm. That's what it's about. About the algorithm. Always about the algorithm. Speaking of which, if you haven't already, click the like button for that same algorithm. Which is that is the true hive mind. The true hive mind is the algorithm. The algorithm. So it's all connected and related. Well, the crowd seems to be at least a little bit more alive for this one, which is a positive. We've had 2 title matches so far, 2 title changes, which would maybe suggest we're not going to get a title change here. But you never know. I like the CM Punk sidebars. Or side plate, excuse me. Crowd chanting for Punk. CM Punk kisses the title, but is he kissing it goodbye? As referee Chad Patton, senior referee Chad Patton, is in charge of this one. There we go. The bell rings, and this one is now underway. It is the main event of the first Raw of 2026. The Stranger Things episode of Monday Night Raw. CM Punk, the WWE World Heavyweight Champion, defending against the Vision's unpredictable badass, Bron Breakker. Bron Breakker with what looks to be a bit of a Stranger Things inspired gear. He's got the red, he's got the black. Kind of looks a bit NWO Wolfpack-ish, to be honest. There you go. Punk working on the shoulder, the arm of the former Intercontinental Champion. All floats over. Punk once again working on the arm. Or should I say shoulder. Fireman's carry by Punk. And continues to work on that shoulder. Oh, there's a kick to the gut by Breakker. Paul Heyman, stoic, as he watches at ringside. CM Punk, of course. Oh, look at that. Playing a bit of mind games as well, because Punk is wearing gear inspired by the Steiner brothers gear in WWE. He even wore the sort of varsity S jacket. Punk, once again, trying to play those mind games. Reminiscent of the dog-faced gremlin, Rick Steiner, and Scott Steiner as well, of course. Former WWE Tag Team Champions, WWE Hall of Famers too. As ring commercial, shock. Bron Breakker with a side headlock. Off the rope. There's a shoulder tackle. You feel like, to be honest with you, Bron Breakker's going to have to sort of manage his speed, isn't he? Because Punk is not, as quick as he once was. If anything, there are points where you go, Punk definitely looks like he has lost, an element of speed, which is understandable. He's in his 40s, his late 40s. So it's understandable that he would have lost, an element of speed in his in-ring work. Whereas Bron Breakker is absolutely rapid. So I think it's imperative because let's face it, Bron Breakker, if he wanted to, could absolutely blow up CM Punk. And Punk sometimes looks like he's sucking wind at the best of times. Let alone if Bron Breakker's going at 1,000,000 miles an hour, which he has the potential to do, certainly. Inverted Manhattan drop, or as also known, atomic drop. Depends who you ask. There's a cover. Chad Patton kicks out. Imagine. Counts 2 as Bron Breakker kicks out. It's late. I did manage to do the smart thing, though, which I do have down to a bit of a science at this point. I did manage to get some sleep before this. Got a couple of hours after this. We'll have a couple of hours and we'll be up for United View. I think I'm back on Sky Sports again tomorrow. Sometime probably between 10 and 11. Another inverted atomic drop. Or went for a double axe handle. And look at that. Brilliant throw by Bron Breakker. "25 seconds, then we're back from commercial. Punk sends Breakker into the ropes. Ducks the clothesline. Look how rapid. Oh, a big clothesline by Bron Breakker. Breakker just looking absolutely wild-eyed. I mean, when doesn't he, I suppose? Look at that. Bron Breakker just in the mount position. Not the Mason mount. Look at the speed. Just ridiculous. Punk just have the great ability just to look completely exhausted and screwed at all moments, doesn't he? Which I think is like half true and half selling. Someone else who was really good at that was Bret Hart. Bret Hart was the king at looking exhausted in the match. Gonna go for a cover, trying to get Punk away from the ropes, and Punk kicks out at 1. Look at that. Alligator roll by Bron Breakker. Gonna try for it again. Punk manages to get in a more favorable position. A couple of forearms. By the way, did anyone notice the little reference that Corey Graves made? Did anyone notice that? When Corey Graves said the learning tree of Paul Heyman. Did anyone catch that? The learning tree? Anyone? No? Is that a reference? Is that what is going to be Stranger Things about this? Are they going to Are the lights going to go out and then we enter in the upside down, and entering from the upside down is Chris Jericho, maybe? But it does feel like, doesn't it? I see some people saying it in the chat. If it's not tonight, then it will be the Rumble. Is there any possibility that he did end up staying with AEW? He's still on the roster page. We don't know. If I go to the All Elite Wrestling website right now, allelitewrestling.com, and I go to the roster, if I scroll down, do I see Chris Jericho on there? I do. Chris Jericho is right there, next to Cash Wheeler, next to Christian Cage. I guess stranger things have happened. Oh, Bron Breaker's up for a GTS note. And there's a back suplex. Breaker going for a cover. Punk kicks out. That reminds me of that Paul Heyman. He's going 1 second away. 1 second away. That reminds me of Paul Heyman said the same thing at WrestleMania 29 when Punk faced The Undertaker. You're 1 second away. 1 second away. DGS says, is Matt Taven there? He just got released. I think all of those people that got let go aren't on there, as far as I'm aware. As far as I'm aware, I don't... Yeah, those people that got released or let go, their contracts expired, they're not on that roster page, but Jericho is. Oh, Punk thrown into the corner by Bron Breakker. Bron Breakker was on the canvas, actually. Oh, look at that running knee. That was nasty. And once again, it is quite interesting because the crowd is quiet still, aren't they? You know what I mean? It is like they're waiting for something to happen. I don't know. Oh, Punk's got Breakker up on the shoulder. No, Breakker. Now he's got... Oh, look at that gutbuster. Cover. And Punk kicks out. Interesting tidbit here, I suppose. CM Punk has main evented the first Raw of 2025 on Netflix. And he also main evented the first Raw of 2026 on Netflix. He was the main event last year against Seth Rollins on the Netflix premiere episode of Raw. And he's in the main event this evening on the Netflix 1 year anniversary. Raw's 1 year anniversary on Netflix, excuse me. And what's Bron Breakker looking at and thinking about here? Uh-oh. This doesn't look good. Here comes Bron Breakker. Oh, look at that. Big clothesline. Nice. Can the World Heavyweight Champion find his way back into this as Raw rolls on? Into another commercial, because, of course, got to have that commercial. And there you go. Look at Punk. He's literally leaning against the ring post. He looks so blown up, doesn't he? Punk. What's he going for here? Is he going to springboard? There you go, off the barricade. CM Punk rolling back the years. Punk. There you go, there's a crossbody. Cover. Bron Breakker kicks out at 2.5. We're 3 likes away from 70 likes. If you haven't already, click the like button. Be sure to subscribe as well. As you can see right there, we're just one subscriber away from 25,900, which would mark the official countdown until 26K. The goal is 30 in 2026. Last year, we absolutely smashed goals here on the channel. The aim was to get to 20K Did that at WrestleMania. Then it was 25K. Did that around like November, I think it was. Something like that. Oh, CM Punk into that middle turnbuckle. Nasty landing for the World Heavyweight Champion. And once again, a reminder, we're going to be live with a bunch of watch-alongs and post-shows in this month. Pretty much every episode of Raw and SmackDown this month will be live for. I think for all of them, yeah. Then, of course, Royal Rumble at the end of the month as well. So we're going to be live at least two times a week, Monday and Friday. I don't know if that will... Look at that standing moonsault. I don't know if that will continue, post-European tour. Maybe for select episodes on the build-up to WrestleMania, I might do that. If it's worth it in terms of, content quality. Because, look at this. We've stayed up late tonight. The show's been, the shits, isn't it? It has been the shits. But they're back from commercial. Bron Breakker, he's going to go for that Frankensteiner. Oh, no, he's going for Superplex, perhaps. Oof, right hand by Punk. Uh-oh. Get ready. I missed. By the way, I don't know if he meant to miss that, by the way. Yeah. Crowd are chanting, "You effed up." That was a botch. That was a botch. He just basically didn't have Punk, so Punk just kind of fell down. And there's an elbow drop. What a mess. Cover. He went for the Frankensteiner and Punk just seemingly wasn't ready. He messed it up completely. Because what Bron Breakker does, he does that whole thing, goes up to the top, but he doesn't really get that much contact on the neck. So Punk just sort of didn't go down. Is he going to try it again? Is he going to do it again? Maybe a superplex this time. Oh, he's going to try it again. They are going to try it again. Breakker. And he did it! Yes! Do. Oh. The classic Phil Brooks, that. Do it again. They'll edit it out afterwards. That'll be edited out. Just go take two. Take two. We're 3 likes away from 70 likes. If you haven't already, click the like button. World Heavyweight Championship on the line here in the Stranger Things episode of Monday Night Raw. The main event. CM Punk defending against Bron Breakker. What's Breakker looking to do here? He's just... Look at this military press. Oh, nice. Punk turned it into a DDT. Cover. Oh, and Bron Breakker kicks out. Look at that. Bang. Crowd chanting for CM Punk. Finally, that crowd in the Barclays Center coming alive. We're getting the boos and the yes, the trading off of the punches. Oh, kick to the gut. A right hand by Bron Breakker. There's another one. Oh, blocking it is Punk. And again. And another one. This one takes down Bron Breakker. There you go. Beautiful step up heel kick. Gotta go for that CM Punk neck breaker. Vintage. Vintage is vintage. Michael Cole, vintage. Punk gonna go for the running knee. There you go, running knee in the corner. We'll go for the short arm clothesline. And now for the Randy Savage-esque elbow. Getting ready to snap into a Slim Jim. Punk, he's standing on the top turnbuckle. He's taking a lot of time. Oh, yeah. There you go. Slim Jim in the middle of the ring. Randy Savage elbow. Right in the middle as well. It's saying it's time to go to sleep. And Paul Heyman, he's up on the apron. Get down, the Paulrus. Paul Heyman's going, come on, bring it on. Oh no, here come the Vision. There's Big Bronson Reed. There's Logan Paul. Ref, you going to call this? Ref, you going to call this? Punk, you're outnumbered. The Vision surrounding the ring. Oh no, we've got a ref bump. We've got a ref bump. Here we go. Uh-oh. Austin Theory's in the ring. Stomp. Now is LA Knight going to return? Is this Chris Jericho returning? Oh, now the ref gets in. 1, 2. Oh, and CM Punk kicks out. Some drama, finally, on Monday Night Raw. Bronson Reed, he's clearing the announce table. Here comes Penta. Right, Penta's on his way out. Allegedly. Well, where is he? Well, there's Dragon Lee. There's Penta. Rey Mysterio, caught by Reed. Oh, my goodness. Oh, double super kick. Oh, DDT to Bronson Reed on the floor. Right, now the Vision have been disposed of, I guess. Well, Bronson Reed is. The Vision are brawling with the Luchadors. With the LWO. So now it's a case of, is it an even playing field, or so it's Breakker and Punk one-on-one. Bron Breakker stalking the champion. Get him ready for a spear. Watch out, Punk. Watch out, watch out, watch out. Punk moves out of the way. He's up on the shoulders. GTS. It's going to be it. 1, 2. Oh, he kicked out. What a false finish that is. Now that is a good false finish, isn't it? That's what you call a false finish. GTS. Flush in the middle of the ring. Crowd thinks that's the go home. And he kicks out. Brilliant. Now what? You hit him with your best shot, Phil. Crowd once again chants CM Punk. Pile driver. Oh, God. God, it was... That was the worst pile driver. He did it. CM Punk, that pile driver was awful. It was a terrible pile driver. That was a terrible pile driver. You know it's bad when Michael Cole goes, didn't get all of it. Up on the shoulders again, another GTS. Look at, here we go. Look at this, armbar. Look at that, Fujiwara armbar is locked in. Close to tapping maybe. Oh, crucifix pin, 1, 2. Oh, Rolled it back through. Armbar still locked in. Crowd once again chanting for CM Punk. Punk got to roll through. Oh, Anaconda Vice. Anaconda Vice locked in. Beautiful transition. Now, Bron Breakker's got to go try and get to the ropes. Oh my God, just sits up and look at him. He tried to do the Undertaker spot, yeah, where he just sits up and stares. Oh God, we get a GTS. Oh, another gutbuster. Oh wow, what a clothesline that was. Holy shit. 1, 2. Oh, a Punk kicks out. Now what? We're entering into the dire and last moments of this one. You can feel like it. The Vision have been taken out. It's 1 versus 1. Or it's maybe Bron Breakker. He's got to do his own GTS. Go for a GTS. Oh no. Punk. Yeah, he's got STF. STF. Shades of John Cena. STF. Is he going to tap? Is he going to tap? The STFU. Breakker trying to crawl. Can he crawl? Can he crawl to the rope? I mean, he's within touching distance, perhaps. He gets there, he gets there. Punk's going to pull him back. And again, Paul Heyman, the Pulrus. The Pulrus up on the apron. What's he doing? Get him off there, you big fat lump. Uh-oh. He's got his hands on him. Is this maybe where Brock comes out? Oh, and a right hand. Paul Heyman goes down. And Breakker goes to the outside. Oh my God. Breakker just blasted him and Punk landed nasty. Good grief. CM Punk might be knocked out. Not because of the right hand, but because of the landing. Holy shit. That was a nasty landing. And what happened? Where's this one going next? Oh, I think Bron's going to think that big jump. We know he's got the leap. Oh, this could be dangerous. This could be dangerous. Oh my God. Watch out. Oh my God. Just jumped from the top turnbuckle through the announce table, Shane McMahon style. Paul Heyman's doing his best Macaulay Culkin Home Alone impression. He's laughing. Good grief. I mean, now can he get Punk back in the ring? The Pulrus is laughing. Roll him into the ring. Is this it? Uh-oh. Straps are down. Oh, he got a knee up. He got a knee up. There we go. GTS. Breakker goes down. Is this going to be it? 1, 2, 3. CM Punk retains. Well, it's the match of the evening. That goes without doubt, isn't it? But I mentioned it earlier on. When we had 2 title matches, 2 title changes, that said to me we weren't going to get one in the main event. And we haven't. A fantastic match, though. Really, really good match. Brilliant main event. No doubt about that. It's very much a one-match show. A brilliant main event, but I don't know if it saves what has been, apart from that, a really subpar show. That was something else. Now it's the case of, will they revisit this? Is Bron Breakker going to win the Rumble and face Punk at WrestleMania, maybe, perhaps? What are we going to get? He dropped his title. I mean, that athleticism from Bron Breakker is just unbelievable. Isn't it? Absolutely insane. We see Punk hit the GTS for the second time in the match to get the victory. Well, we've got executive producer stuff on the screen. Does that necessarily mean no Jericho? We'll wait. It doesn't necessarily mean the ending. And it is the ending. No Chris Jericho. No Chris Jericho on tonight's episode of Stranger Things Monday Night Raw. Yes, no Jericho indeed. So I guess it's the Rumble one. I guess those reports were accurate when they were like, well, look, the people, he's still on the, he's still on the, he's still on the AEW website, so he's not going to be going anywhere as of right now. He's not been seen on the rundowns for Raw or anything like that. It doesn't look like he's going to be debuting or returning. But maybe it's a Rumble thing, and maybe the question now is, how do they fly him out to Riyadh without people noticing that that he's there? That's the That's the interesting one. Going to be very, very interesting indeed. Very curious. Right, let's get this set up, then we can discuss it more in depth on the post show. You'll be redirected straight to it, so you don't have to worry about anything like that. So no Jericho return, and Punk retains title. Make sure I got that set up. On the post show, as per usual, we'll have screen grabs from the show. We'll discuss it. We'll discuss what it means. We'll get we'll get people's reactions to it, because as Jamie mentions in the chat, it's kind of true. There were Jericho hints on the show. It's not as if we saw some moves, and we saw to the point that some of the moves generated Y2J chants, but no Jericho. No Jericho. And it's one of those ones where, again, it's like, well, look, they never advertised that Chris Jericho was going to be on the show, so it's not anything like that. Don't get too frustrated, because you knew that was going to be the case. So you can't complain too much. I don't know. But we'll discuss it all. So be sure to smash a like on the like button, guys. Be sure to subscribe. I will be live in probably about 5 minutes, so you'll be redirected, so don't go anywhere, and we'll be back to discuss the Stranger Things edition of Monday Night Raw.